Beginning in the mid to late 2010s, CP and CN were looking for new hoppers to replace their aging 4550 cubic foot cylindrical hoppers. In June of 2018, Canadian Pacific shared plans publicly that they would spend more than 500 million Canadian dollars, which is around 375 million US dollars, to purchase 5,900 grain hoppers from National Steel Car over a period of 4 years. Not very far behind, in August of 2018, CN announced that they would be acquiring 1,000 of these cars as well from National Steel Car. In July of 2020, CN announced that they would be acquiring another 1,500 of the hopper. What made these cars so attractive to the Canadian Railways was that they were shorter, lighter, they could handle 15% more volume and 10% more load than the Canadian cylindrical hoppers.
So here we have the North American Railcar Corporation 5431 cubic foot hopper. This one is the CP Beaver logo, and on one end you have the North American Railcar Corporation information, and then on the opposite you have the road number and a little information on the car type. And on the back, you have information about the car model itself, both in English and French. And let's open this up. So it's a pretty standard car case, little flip top there. And then you can take the entire car out like that, and then you just open the car like so with these little, and then you have the car here itself, and you have a little plastic sheet which the car is wrapped in, and then you have the car itself. So here we have CP650308, a beaver logo there in the center. This is one of the 2018 to present cars. These were the first ones delivered to CP. I believe the 651,000 series are 2020, and I think 652 would be 2021 or later. So this is a 2018 to present, so these cars are still running around, probably not as nice as the ones that are still being delivered out on the CP rails. These ones have definitely got some graffiti on them by now, but for me, modeling a 2018 era when these cars were brand new, I don't think I'll have to graffiti or weather it very much. Now my camera is doing it no justice, but the load limit, the load weight, the build date of the car, and all the other labels underneath the road number and on the opposite side of the car are legible with the human eye, which I think is pretty cool. So I think, and again my camera's doing it no justice, but I think that's pretty cool that you can even read that it says 5431 covered hopper, like the cubic footage and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. Now these cars have very nice rib detail as well as nice hatch detail, and the roof looks very nice as well. Now we're going to take a look at some of the other paint schemes available for this car. This one is the Richardson, which is a version 5 car, and this one has the vertical safety striping. Here we have another CP paint scheme variation with the red block lettering. I believe I heard something that none of these cars were supposed to have the CP logo, but I believe these cars were made with this paint scheme accidentally or something like that. I'm not sure how true that is. I believe there's only a couple hundred of this color scheme, and they are no longer being made, so it's just the Beaver ones for now. But these ones are still out there on the grain trains, but definitely more rare than the Beaver logo. Here we have the last paint scheme variation that I personally acquired. This is a BNSF. Now this car is in the BNSF brown or maroon or whatever color that is. And something different about the BNSF version is that it has 5,416 cubic foot compared to the rest of the cars being 5,431. I'm not sure why that is different, but BNSF just has a personal preference, I guess. And it is accurately represented on the car where the cubic footing is, it does say 5,416 on the BNSF car, which is accurate.
These cars are sure to make a nice addition to any modern unit grain train or manifest train on your layout.